I mentioned to Brent, I don't know if we have time to cover all this. There's so many things to do. So let's do this. Let's eliminate the things that we wouldn't recommend right away.
Okay, so I want to start with anything containing atrazine. And you might say, wait a second, I'm using atrazine in my pre. I know, but I don't want you to. Roughly half of the pre's in the United States have some atrazine in it. Here's why I don't like it. It has nothing to do with agronomics. It has everything to do with the environment. We just don't want atrazine out there pre-emerge because almost all the atrazine that's ended up in groundwater has traced back to pre-emerge usage. So stop using it pre. Instead, use it post. That's literally all you have to do. If you take that atrazine out of your pre, put it into your post, you'll still get the weed control. Now you're much safer for the environment.
Here's the other thing, Brian, is when I talk to farmers about atrazine premixes, I'll say, well, what rate of that product are you actually putting out? And they'll say, well, I can only get by with a half a pound or a pound of atrazine, so I got to cut the rate on it so I don't get the full rate of the group 15 that I'd like. Well, why would you put yourself in that spot? The group 15 is carrying all the weight and doing all the work out there. Why not just use the group 15 straight rather than being dependent on that blend with atrazine?
All right, so here's the first thing. If you're raising conventional corn, you have to have a full rate of a group 15. Have to, because you don't have any good option post-emerge, or I should say cheap option with that Roundup on the grass. But the group 15s, by going with a full rate of one of those, you will get better water hemp control. You will get better pigweed control, better kochia control. I'm not saying dramatically better, but you will get better control of all those broadleaf weeds. So that's why we like the full rate of a group 15.
Now, if you want to have that group 15 broadleaf component premix, you can certainly do that. I would say this, even in a situation where, hey, that's what I've been doing for years, I would try one field with that full rate of a group 15, not a cut rate, but a full rate, because you're going to be surprised how much activity you do have on some of those small seeded broadleaves, whether it's a pigweed species plant or lamb's quarters, you do get pretty good activity. Now, I won't say you get more activity than if you're putting in Sharpen or some of these other things that you can do when you get those combo products.
All right, I mentioned already, don't use atrazine pre. The other one I don't like pre-emerge is the HPPDs, and here's why. If you go out there with something that has an HPPD, Callisto, Laudis, Impact, Armazon, any one of those active ingredients, you've got that in your pre-emerge herbicide. The problem now is you can't use it post, and I love using it post because it costs $3 an acre for the full rate. I like cheap, I like effective. Okay, so instead of using it pre, use something else pre. That's where we like Sharpen as a broadleaf killer. You could certainly go out there with the old Hornet. Triple Flex and Sure Start have the old Hornet. What that is Stinger and Python. Okay.